Good morning, everyone. A little anecdote. When I travel and I'm on the road, either in an airplane or on long roads, one of my favorite games to play with friends is to imagine the perfect dinner party. Imagining people from around the world, many of whom aren't reachable, to be at a table with me, a long table with ideally lots of wine flowing and having meaningful conversations about things that I really care about. And I have to say that this tonight or today is as close as I think I'll probably ever get to that. So thank you very much. I'm going to start off with some tiny housekeeping issues. The ladies' toilet is right behind you. The gents is on the way to the pub, back to the reception area. The meals, of course, are included. Lunch, breakfast and dinner will be served in the dining room where some of you have breakfast already. Non-alcoholic beverages are included in your meals. Alcoholic beverages, which I'm sure we'll need quite soon, are not included and are for your own account. And if any of you have incurred any visa reimbursements, then please speak to my wonderful colleague Anthea, who will help you with that. We just need your receipts for that. To the need for this conference. The laziest way for me to explain the need for this conference would be to tell you that upon invitation, each and every one of you in this room almost immediately confirmed your attendance, often adding lofty adjectives such as long-awaited, overdue, and necessary to your RSVPs. I could also ask you to read the special issue, volume 12, of the journal Intervention, which Marion has spoken about already, copies of which the War Trauma Foundation has generously made available to us, and which contains articles by some of you in this room that make a resounding case for the need to deepen our understanding of how the two key fields of this conference, peace building and what we call MHPSS, or mental health and psychosocial support, interact with one another. But let me try a different route and take you on a little IJR journey. In October last year, we were asked by the South Sudan Committee for National Healing, Peace and Reconciliation to facilitate a training of 75 peace mobilizers to become the reconciliation ambassadors of a nationwide reconciliation consultation process. Many of you in this room actually came and supported the process, either directly in person or from a distance. In our then naive wisdom, we generously included a whole day on trauma, what it is, how it manifests, how to identify and respond to it. While the facilitation and content delivered were very good, the fact that it had been somewhat of an afterthought, that it had been included at the last minute, and that it had been assigned only one of 30 training days, meant we opened something without closing it again. This in a country which has experienced more than 5 decades of conflict, where trauma has become part of the daily way of life. We were dangerously close to doing harm when not doing harm in a context as volatile as this one had been one of our key goals. Thankfully, we were lucky. Somehow we had quite quickly managed to create at the training a context safe enough for an organic support system to have emerged between participants. This safety net managed to catch the personal narratives that emerged. Personal narratives of such horrific suffering and loss that we often spend hours in silence listening as they slowly rain down on us. By the time we collected the evaluation forms at the end of the training, proof was in the pudding. The vast majority of participants had themselves recognized the importance of trauma and the trauma session, and vehemently expressed their disappointment and frustration that we had not gone deeper, both in helping them as community leaders understand how their own emotional state impacted on them, as well as assisting them identify and adequately respond to the needs in their community. The truth is, we didn't know how. We didn't know how to balance our purpose of boosting community-led reconciliation processes with the need to acknowledge and respond to people's woundedness. How much resilience should we assume? How effective are the available local support mechanisms? Should we be taking a trauma-based focus or more of a holistic, community-based approach? Was it even our place as peace builders to enter into this realm? Surely there would be mental health specialists working in this in South Sudan. Needless to say that IJR and the War Trauma Foundation started writing the funding proposal for this conference soon after the training in year came to an end. So given that both peace building and the formal diagnosis of psychological trauma as such young fields, dating back to the 70s and 80s respectively, it is perhaps not surprising that there is as yet so little overlap and so little coordination between its respective practitioners. Both fields emerged quite rapidly, as Marion has alluded to, in a context of immense need, each with a healthy dose of arrogance and self-sufficiency as they began to recruit disciples and fill libraries. What we are seeing now, though, is that we should refrain from this siloed approach. Not because our respective strategies aren't good, noble, and often successful, but because with an integrated approach, we are more likely to reach the sustainable social transformation goals each discipline is ultimately aiming to achieve. The question this conference thus seeks to address, in anecdotal terms, is what systems a country that has freshly emerged out of conflict, let's take South Sudan, needs to put in place in order not to, 20 years down the line, resemble South Africa, where an unhealed past is beginning to resemble a slowly erupting volcano, an unhealed wound slowly starting to fester. So let me wrap up by thanking you all for the remarkable work that you do and for the enthusiasm and effort that you've already brought to this event. We are really grateful that you've come all this way and that you've carved out the time out of your busy schedules to be here today. I hope that this space here will give birth to some seminal ways of thinking about peace building and MHPSS. I'd like to encourage us all to push our collective boundaries. Ask the difficult questions, ask the easy questions again, ask the old questions again, seek clarification, engage, connect, so that we leave this room on Friday having really made a contribution to the lives we are working to serve.